Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to finish our look at 10 Years Gone by Led Zeppelin by taking a look at all of Jimmy Page's solos. His main solo like I just played and a couple of little sections. Alright, so let's crack into it here. Our standard tuning still. We're going to start with sliding into these two notes, which is the 9th fret on the G and the 7th on the high E. Then back down to 7 on the G and 5 on the high E. And then the same thing on the B and the D string. Then we have this phrase. Alright, so that's all whole set bends there at the 9th fret on the G. Then 9-7 on the G, 9 on the D, 10 on the A. Alright, next phrase. That's a whole step bend release there at the 9th fret on the G. Pull off the 7, over to 9 on the D. Then back to the G string, gonna hammer 9 back to 7. Then we have this. So that's a quick little double stop between 8 on the B and 7 on the high E string. Then lift up your second finger, hit those two 7s, hammer on to 8 and pull back off 7. It's a quick little trill. And then pulling off 7 to 5 on the D to 4 on the D. Alright, now we have this kind of hammer pull lick that he does a couple times in the solo. Now this first one's a little bit pretty much just on one string. It's gonna be that's hammer on from 7 to 10 on the B, pull back off to 7. Then do the same thing at 5 and 7. And then come down to 2nd fret. Just play that. So play this. Do that again. And then the third time, when you get up, you do the hammer at the 7th fret, and then you get down here. Play the 5th fret on the B and the high E. And then slide it up the 7th fret. And then 8 a couple times, and then slide it to 7 on the B. Now it's just now a couple of those you might want to do this. Like you got the whole bar between the B and the high E. You do those together and then slide down. So you got both of those notes going there. Now that's how he plays it a little bit later. All right, so we have basically that up to the B here on the B string. Then we have this. So that's sliding to 16 on the G, to 15 on the B. 3 whole step bends there to 17 on the B. Then 17, 15, 16 on the G, back to 17 on the B, back to that 16 on the G, back to the 15 on the B. Alright, next little phrase. Alright, so it's kind of bending the slow whole step bend at the 17th fret on the B string. Then 15, 16, 17 on the high E. Then a whole step bend and release at the 17th fret. Then that's 15 on the B, 16 on the G. Then a whole step at the 17th fret on the B. And you just kill it. Alright, next phrase. Alright, so we're basically going to be playing here whole step bend to the 17th fret on the high E string. Then 15, 17, 15. Then pull off 17 to 15 over to 16 on the G. So we have this. And then hammer 15 to 17 on that B, and then play 15 again. Then another bend there at the 17th fret. Release, hammer 15, 17. So we have this all together. Alright, now come over to the 17th fret on the high E and hit it a couple times. Then a bend and release at the 17 on the B again to that 15 on the B string. Alright, now we're going to lead into some double stops again. That's going to lead us into that lick that we did a little earlier. So we're basically going to be playing, sliding the two 10s on the B and the high E together up to the 12th. Back to 10. Now you're going to play the 7s on the B and the high E. And as you do that, you're going to hammer on the 10th fret. Now if you can get both notes in there with your... That sounds fine too. You can play 5 and 2, both strings. So with this. Alright, now we pretty much have that same lick we did earlier. But this time you're going to hit both the high E and the B string together, barring, with each hammer pull. So you do that twice all the way down. And the third time, you end at the 3rd fret instead of the 2nd fret. And then you just slide in the 8 to the 12th, I'm sorry, 8th on the B string to the 7 on the G, back to the 8, and slide it to the 12. Alright, and then we make it to this lick. We're back up here in the 15th position. Alright, so it's a 16 on the G string, then 15, 17. Slight pause. Hold that bend at the 17 with a slight pause. Then 15, 16, 17 again on the high E. With a bend now at the end. To the 15th fret on the B string. Then you pause a little bit longer. 17th fret on the high E string. Bend and release there at the 17 on the B, to 15, to 17 on the high E strings. Just kind of mess around with those 3 notes. And then we're going to end it with, so there's a lot of similar stuff in there, but you know, if you know the song well, that you probably follow along pretty easy. So that's a hold that bend and release at the 17th fret on the B, back to the 15, bend and release again, and back to the 15. Alright, then you get back to that bridge riff. Now there's a couple other sections. There's the with the little musical break that we did, there was a guitar harmony line. I'm just going to do one of the harmony parts. Sounds like this. Alright, so that's like the high harmony part. It sticks the most out in the recording, so that's how I did that, why I did that one. So it's a bend, hold that bend at the 12th fret on the B string. Then 12, 10, 9, 10. Now come over to the G string, 9th fret, and then the quick 9 on the D. And then back to that 9. Then a hold that bend and release at the 11th fret. Alright, and now the next melody. That's a 10th fret bend, the B string, then play 10, 8, 7, then hammer 7 to 9 on the D, 7 on the G, 7 on the B, to 9 on the G. And just repeat those 2 melodies. Oh, sorry. Alright, now after the break there's a little guitar melody, and it also happens at the very end of the song. It sounds like this. Alright, so let me teach you the whole thing, and then I'll show you there's just a slight variation the first time he does it. So that's going to be a 9, 11 on the G, to 10 on the B, then the bend at the 12th, then 12, 10, 12, 10. Then quickly grab 11 on the G, then jump up to the 15th fret and do a bend there on the B string, then 15, 14, 15, 14. So repeat that. Now the first time he plays this song, he just starts with a few 10s on the B string, and then launches into the familiar melody. And then it's the way we learned it first all the rest of the time. Alright, so that pretty much takes care of most of the solo parts and all the rhythms. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.